Life's path is never a straight line. Sometimes you will find yourself dealing with a life-changing situation, which can leave you feeling helpless and overwhelmed by stress and anxiety. You may be painfully grieving what you have lost, flooded by conflicting emotions, or uncertain about how to move on with your life. You may even feel that your life is totally out of control, and you're powerless to affect whatever may happen next. So, how to stay strong during tough times? While there's no way to avoid sorrow, adversity, or distress in life, there are ways to help smooth the rough waters and regain a sense of control. Resilience is the ability to cope with the loss, change, and trauma that have been inevitable parts of life even before these extraordinary times. Building resilience can help you better adapt to life-changing events, cope with turbulent times, and bounce back from hardship and tragedy. Here are some tips that will help you to stay strong during difficult times. 1. Accept the situation and realize that tough times will not last forever. The first step is acknowledge that your life has fundamentally changed. Whether someone you loved died, you lost a relationship, you lost your job, or you find yourself with a scary health diagnosis. A line in the sand gets drawn there. There is your life before that happened, and then your life after that moment. Always remind yourself that this shall pass. Challenging situations in your life will be temporary. You have faced difficult times before, and there hasn't been a single one that hasn't made you a better and stronger version of yourself. And know that you will certainly get through this one too. 2. Acknowledge your feelings and grieve your losses. Once you accept this change in your life, it is important you also recognize and let the feelings of grief, loss, fear, or anger surface. Pushing them down or ignoring them will make it worse. You got to give yourself space to grieve the losses that you're feeling. And when you get a little bit of distance from the grieving, the waves of grief and fear that you are feeling will start to lessen and pace out. In order for you to start taking action on your situation, you need to live through the emotions, as doing this will help you to let them go, so you can move on. 3. Pause and put things in perspective. I want you to understand that when you get out of the cycle of grief, this is an enormous reckoning, an enormous opportunity for you to hit the pause button and for you to start to asking yourself the question, what do I want my life to look like? In order to take control of where you're going, take this moment of change as a gift. Take this moment of change and use it to be able to take and make an intentional pivot in the direction that is meant for you next. Maybe you are thinking, I can't wait for my life to get back to normal. I can't wait for this to end. But within any moment of reckoning, you will find that there are actually parts of your old life that you don't want to go back to, as there is a lot of reflection and learning that comes with this huge change in your life. This is the moment that you need to pause and take in and say, okay, based on what I've just learned, based on my old life, when I look ahead to my new life, what is it that I want my new life to look like? What is this new next chapter? I can turn to a blank page. You can take all this wisdom, all this resilience, all this strength, and you can change your life to what you want. You don't need to know where the world or where everything is headed. You just need to know where you're going to head next. 4. Take action and seek support. Start making a plan on how to tackle your situation. Focus on the things you can control and make a list of all the possible things that will help you get through this tough time in your life. Take the approach of one day at a time. Do not overwhelm you, and remember to practice kindness to yourself. It is important to have short-term and long-term goals, so you can remind yourself of how are you envisioning your new chapter so you can stay on track. Loneliness tends to amplify the challenges of tough times, so it's important that you seek support within your loved ones or counseling. Sometimes we don't reach out to people we love because we don't have to be a burden for them, which most of the time is not the case. Reaching for support has an incredible healing power. Just knowing you are being heard and that people care about you will give you strength. One important aspect to keep in mind when asking for support with your loved ones is to try to be specific on what you need. Sometimes people don't know how to help, say, or do in some situations, so be open about what you need. It might be only asking for the person to listen, or you might need company or someone to drive you to appointments. The point is that this makes things clear and easy for you both. Leaning on your spirituality will be also an important source of support and strength. Whether you are a religious person or just have spiritual practices, make sure you keep them as a daily practice in your life. Daily prayers, meditation, positive affirmations, going to church, whatever it is that nurtures your heart and soul, keep it in your daily life as it will keep you strong and positive. You will absolutely be stronger and be a better version of yourself based on this incredible challenge. Because if you think about your life, you have faced extraordinary challenges before, and there hasn't been a single one that hasn't made you a better and stronger version of yourself. And this moment will be no different.